We are.
We are.
We are.
Yes.
Here.
We're here at Double Talk.
Thanks for joining us right here at Double Talk. I'm Mark Steffen.
Michael Mandel. And I don't know, can you tell that this is pink on your TV? Because, everybody's wearing pink around
Did you
town.
wash your shirt with the red towels again?
It was my red underwear that I have, and I guess it bled. Maybe I bled. Ooh, who knows? But it seems people are wearing pink around town, so I figured...
Why?
I don't know. I think it's just chic or something.
No. There's more
It's
to it than that.
What do you think it is?
You have to
Everybody
be tough
just
enough
got
to wear pink. Is that what it is? Are you tough enough?
I'm tough. Well, I'm tough enough to wear pink. I mean, that's pretty easy. You don't have to be that tough to wear pink. You have to be as tough as you are to wear black. Oh, look, your collar's up too. You can't even tell because it's all black.
Or you could be a prisoner in Joe Arpaio's county jail over there in Phoenix.
And they wear black?
No, he makes them wear pink jumpsuits.
Well, maybe he likes pink. Maybe that works.
Yes, he does. He's tough enough.
So there's been a lot of fundraising to make the cancer awareness more visible. And, you could say breast cancer or whatever. There are so many different types of cancer that you just have to keep giving money to them. And you know where that money should come from?
Our pockets?
That's usually what happens. The war machine.
What?
Rather than making
money killing
ammunition,
people.
we should spend money trying to cure disease and to cure weather.
Weather?
Yes, weather happens to be ruining a number of things. Water ruins New Orleans. I heard Austin was flooded. Weather is one of our enemies. I mean, we can use it, but...
I don't know if we've learned how to cure weather, but we have learned how to manipulate it, which is what we've been doing.
Well, we didn't learn how to manipulate it.
Yes, we did.
We've managed to manipulate it because of our use of whatever, cow farts.
No.
How do we do that?
The HARP project.
The what?
The HARP project that the U.S. government has ongoing.
Is this from Area 51?
No, it's up in Alaska. They have a huge facility there that manipulates the weather, and that they put electromagnetic energy into the ionosphere, which changes the weather patterns, creates floods, hurricanes.
Show the visual we have of that magnet.
It's not a magnet. But
you just said it was electromagnetic things?
Yes.
Oh, that must be it. No, that's a little cancer.
That's next week.
What's that supposed to be?
We'll do that next week, but there's cancer. That's equally as bad.
But
that's my colon right there.
A number. Well, we don't want to look at his colon that much.
Yours.
We don't want to look at his. Well, mine won't be irradiated like that. I guess that's
Mine goes in the dark, Michael. You should see it. Come over and see it one night.
I'll go see it. Well, isn't it always dark in there anyway?
Not anymore.
Well, that's good. At least your little cancers could read.
Yes.
So that's great. So yes, give to cancer. There's also millions of other diseases. Those of you who get any mail must have a million requests for money. It's hard to choose. Unfortunately, you choose the ones that your parents or friends have, but they're all equally valid. And
no, they're not.
Okay.
Some are less valid.
Some are less valid. I have this hangnail.
Hangnails for Christ.
Hangnail.
You should donate money.
I'm going to send out flyers to make money to stop hangnails. Yes, you're right. You have to choose, and mostly the way you choose is what your parents died for.
No.
It's a little late for that, though.
Michael, how can you send money
how do you choose?
For murder?
Oh, so you're saying that we should arrest cancer?
If you've killed your parents, I mean...
Okay, where are you going there? I'll just wait until you come around with this idea.
Your Honor, I throw myself on the mercy of the court because I'm now an orphan.
Oh, that's how. You really came around with that one. Let's move on to, we also have, do we have a picture for the cancer and style thing? People are doing fashion things and doing galas and doing little events so people donate. In fact, 2 weeks ago there was one for SWEC, Southwestern Environmental Center. And that's it's not a disease, but having
the environment is under attack.
Yes. If the environment is sick, so are we.
That's right. It affects us all.
Yes.
Now,
yes, the next thing was
default.
Whose fault was it?
We just came out of a default.
We did. We just barely made it. It wasn't my fault either. Although, I know many people who were affected by it, and because I live with one.
Well, the state of New Mexico is basically a government-run system.
Yes.
We have more government jobs here than almost any other state.
And you know why?
Per capita.
Because we don't really produce much.
It's
Well,
true.
we do have things like, we have the Missile Range, we have Los Alamos.
NASA. we
Things
have-
that provide, they had to put it here so nobody would see what people are doing.
That's right.
We're sort of the hidden state. We're still the hidden state.
The
you
fifth
know.
largest state, nobody knows we're here.
Yeah.
Second largest city in the state, nobody knows we're here.
Oh, well, it's good. You like that anonymity. You didn't like the fact that you're being spied on your cell phone, and you don't like the fact that you're being spied on your internet stuff. So you should be happy that nobody knows that Las Cruces is here. We feel secure in our anonymity.
We think we are. We're really not.
Well, we don't have really much to threaten with. I did put an email, a YouTube video of the Talking Heads burning down the house.
Yes.
A couple of days ago, because the house was giving some problems. But
Your house?
No, the House.
Oh, the House of Representatives?
Yes, but luckily nobody took that seriously, and it's a great song.
They didn't burn it down.
It's a great song, and if you ever do karaoke, I would do that song.
What is
for
that song
karaoke.
about? It's not about the House of Representatives.
Burning that, it's like, being excited and full of energy and putting it all behind, throwing out your past.
I see.
So we don't know what's going to. It was an amazingly ridiculous thing. The markets, the stock markets, were up the 2 days right before the deadline because everybody expected this to be resolved. And the word resolved isn't even really appropriate here because we didn't resolve anything. We just managed to
Just delayed stuff.
scrape by for a little bit longer. And
Congress is dysfunctional. Anyone in Congress now should just be voted out.
you think
Swept
about
away.
the effect of the Tea Party. We're saying it's the Tea Party that were instrumental in pushing us to the edge.
Yeah.
They're just a few percentage of the population there. And if you remember, in the old days when we were in high school, how Adolf Hitler was in the Social Democrat Party in Germany, and there were just a few people in that party, and eventually they took over. We don't want to see something like that happen.
Well, luckily for me, I wasn't in high school at the time like you were.
You're younger than me. You were in grade school.
Yes, true. Yes.
Grade school, right?
Kindergarten.
Well, you're just,
Well, you were in
you're
reform
just a
school.
tot. I know. I was reformed. I was thinking of being
Reform
conservative.
school.
Yes. So anyway, so the you have an arrow there.
Never mind the
What
arrow.
is that? The
Ah,
arrow
who
doesn't
knows?
matter. Whose fault is the default?
You told me to do that, so I did it. Now, we're on cable TV.
I didn't know that.
We are. We're only on cable TV
Exclusively
besides,
on cable TV. We're
besides the internet. And they just came
Sound
up.
right.
That's a cable box there. Now here, you used to be able to get free TV or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
How did
I
that
don't know
work?
what he was talking about, but you could steal cable off
I guess.
the wire, but you couldn't get it if you didn't.
Used to
if
be-
you could steal it and get it right to your TV, but you needed a box or something.
I don't know.
But somebody who knows something, we don't know who that is, said they now have an encrypted mini basic cable so that you need a special cable box to get TV if you've been stealing it. Although I thought that would
It
be
used to be you just give the
necessary
cable
anyway.
installer $100 and he hooks you up with everything, right?
Yeah, in the old days, yeah. When you were in kindergarten.
No,
Well, that's
no,
what
like
happened.
2 years ago.
But now apparently you need this, so I'm guessing we're going to lose half our viewership if all the people we're getting for free are cut out. Most of the people who have nothing to do at this time of the day.
Viewership?
Viewership. We have a viewership.
Have viewership?
Yes, we have a percentage of all viewers on cable TV are watching this show.
Hi,
A
folks.
percentage. To all
Thanks
the-
for joining. Thanks for hanging in there with us.
Yes.
We promise to make it
We're
worth your
still
while.
here. Yes, and you don't have to,
If you don't, it's Michael's fault.
but I'm the one who puts it on the internet, even though it's.
It's true. You
it's
can
on
watch
a-
this on YouTube anytime you like.
So
Go to
how many
Double
minutes
Talk
have we
Mark.
been talking for now? Do
I
we
don't
have the counter on so we can figure out? Because we want to go to the intermodal. We want to ship right up into
From the internet to the intermodal.
Intermodal bus station, which was delayed in getting finished because of the
They
problems.
blame the weather.
We know there was some flooding for a couple of days, but they were really taking a long time on that section of Alameda, weren't they?
Well, they did, of course.
They took a long time there.
They always do. It's Las Cruces.
And yet the furniture wasn't available to go into the building on time. I think they were 3 weeks behind building the thing, getting it together. Furniture is going to wait another, 3 weeks?
Really?
Because of timing. And also, now they're going to start teaching people how to work in that place. It all holds everything up. You can't teach people, obviously, without furniture. Because, if this desk were in here, I wouldn't know where to put my hands.
No, furniture is good.
You need furniture. You can't move in a few seats. But really, the furniture is there. It's not the weather that held it up.
Well, there's a picture of the facility right there, under construction. The fence is still around it.
It's not that bad looking.
And soon, all the buses will go there. The city buses will go there.
And they're trying to get Greyhound.
Greyhound bus, which is now up at a gas station in Doña Ana.
Convenience store. They go to the convenience. I don't think you can get any cheaper than that, can you? Really? I mean, how much could Greyhound be paying? They're probably paying $12 an hour or a day even a week to use that. But the Intermodal Station, even though the whole point of the Intermodal Station is to have all sorts of transit link up there, that would be the point.
Right? You could catch the subway there.
You could catch the subway.
Grab a taxi.
The L.
Yeah. Monorail.
I like the monorail because it's more fun. You're hanging,
Takes you right to the mall.
We should have that. We wanted to do a little tramway from downtown all the way up to where Pat Garrett was shot. Just as a fun thing.
A cable thing?
No, because Bob Divin, who's been on the show, was building like a 5-story Billy the Kid structure.
Yes.
And the plan was to have Billy the Kid shooting at Pat Garrett, and Pat Garrett was going to be someplace where he is actually buried, or was actually shot, which was somewhere near Oñate.
Yes.
That could work. Anyway, so there's the intermodal thing. It's
so don't hold your breath for it. How many people ride the bus in Las Cruces anyway? 4 or 5? That's about it.
A piddling amount. But we need it, the same as we need a library. You think we spend money on the library, and nobody really uses the library, but you should have a library.
You have to have a library to be a real city.
Yes.
We do have a library. There's funny things going on over there at the library.
I find it useful.
People have been excised from the periodicals room. They've changed it all around. People are unhappy.
Speaking of that, they were taking a book, a Neil, what is his name? Neil Gaiman book, out of the reading curriculum from Alamogordo. The book was called Neverwhere. It was a weird story. Somebody had me read it a couple of years ago. It's a good book. If you have dirty words in it, all of a sudden people in Alamogordo can't read it.
Well, they're going to burn it.
Because they've never, as they did Beatles records.
No, as they did the Harry Potter books.
Right, because it showed witchcraft. And Neverwhere, I think that's the name of the book, is eliminated from the school because it talks about this. It's a really inventive book. I don't like many modern books. It was pretty good. It was also totally fantasy and had a few dirty words. So what? People read a lot worse.
Well, there's some books I have a problem with. Like the dictionary.
Finnegan's Wake. I'll tell you how the dictionary ends. You know who did it? Zygote.
Don't tell me.
Zygote did it.
When I was in college, I made a great breakthrough with the dictionary when I realized that it was all in alphabetical order. You can look up a word in alphabetical order, Michael.
No, they're not all alphabetical order, just the first words.
What do you mean?
You got the first word in alphabetical order, and the rest come in after that first word.
Oh, you mean the description?
Different little things. The description of the word has all different orders.
You're right about that. But the words themselves are actually alphabetically arranged. So that was a big help to me.
And there's a book called Alphabetical Africa by Walter Abish, where every chapter adds another letter. The first chapter has all words starting with A. Yeah. Second chapter, A and B. ABC, it just goes on. It's a really weird book. Anyway,
sounds too precious
based on that,
for me. Let's take a break.
You would love it. You'd be able to understand it.
We're going to take a break, Michael.
We will.
And we'll be right back after these words.
Celebrate, celebrate, Fiesta Motors.
Come and see us today and discover why our service is second to none. In business for over 17 years, we have the right car for you. When you buy a vehicle from Fiesta Motors, we do everything possible to ensure your satisfaction. Located at the corner of El Paseo and Main. See you there.
celebrate. Fiesta Motors, we're buying a car. It's always a celebration.
And we're back to Double Talk.
And I was really considering that 2001 Buick Regal, because that looks like, you know, a pretty good car.
2001?
That's what it was on the sale. It's less than 20 years old.
Yes.
Those Buicks really last.
They do.
So that would be good. We're back, and we're here talking more politics, more city stuff, and that would be the city election is coming up in the first week in November.
You said you already voted.
And you can vote. Anybody can vote at many places around town. I voted at City Hall since I was eating at my favorite Mexican restaurant, Ciro's.
Across the street?
Or Giro's.
Oh.
Giro's.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Right up the street.
I thought you meant the place across the street.
What's across the street from the City Hall?
What's the name of that Mexican restaurant there?
There is no.
Yes, there is. It's a good one.
Well, when you find out, tell me. You think Carrillo's?
No, they used to be in Mesilla. Now they're across the street from the county building. Not City Hall. The county building.
Oh, I know what you mean. Los
No.
Mariachis.
Los Mariachis, yes.
No, you can vote at the county courthouse. I voted at the city courthouse.
Oh, city courthouse.
It's really
It's a city
easy.
election.
It's really easy. If you are in a district that has somebody running for as your city manager, city council member, you have 2 people to vote for. If you don't, you have 1 person. You get it over with. It's easy.
Well, I have my city councilor to vote for, as well as a judge.
Everybody has a judge to vote
Or
for.
2 judges.
Well, there's 2 judges to vote for. You have to choose one. I would tell you who to vote for, but it's not the way I do things. I let people have their free will.
Oh.
And you can decide whatever you want to decide.
You're not-
unless there's a political party attached to it, you know.
You don't like the Tea Party who tells everybody how they have to vote?
Do you mean holds them on a whip, just lashes them and makes everybody follow things? Or who's the guy that made everybody in one side of the House never raise taxes? Never. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, never. Why should you ever raise taxes? Well, maybe because you need money to run the government. You know, people were talking about how they're upset that the federal parks weren't open, that the veterans went without stuff. These are the things that were most visible, so of course everybody's upset. The whole point of that shutdown was to get people upset. There are many things in the government that you take for granted. Actually, I'm talking not you, because I know you appreciate everything. But you take for granted that you don't think we have to pay for it. There's an enormous amount of undercover.
How else are we going to pay for all the bombs and planes to kill all those people
That's right.
overseas if we don't pay taxes?
If you hate those people, you're going to want to pay for those bombs and planes. So, you know, you got to do it.
Now,
And that's how it works. There's a lot of things that happen in the world that we don't like, such as the convention center.
oh, a convention center?
Yes, the convention center.
Well, I kind of like having a convention center, even though the people voted against it.
Yes, we all.
The city
voted
went
against
ahead and built it anyway, just like they did with the Field of Dreams that the people voted against as well.
Yeah.
I kind of like having the Field of Dreams.
You know what's
I'm
good?
conflicted, Michael.
You're conflicted?
Yes.
You like these things.
I'd like them.
Well, you know what that means? That the founding fathers who said that we have a vote, but we vote for representatives who have better minds than us and who could see in the future, apparently, that we don't want to spend money for stuff, but when we get that stuff, we're kind of happy.
Yes, but you know, the city voted in a tax increase recently, and
Who's that? Is that,
Hicks.
oh, he was voted out?
That's the manager, the former manager of the convention center.
Let's finish talking about the convention center before you talk about the other thing. So we have a convention center. One of the problems with the convention center is you're supposed to bring conventions into the city, so you bring outside money into the city. The people that have been mostly having events there are people who would have gone to other venues, such as the Farm and Ranch Museum,
or the hotel ballrooms,
or
that kind of thing.
Lorenzo Saratoga Room, or hotels. Yes.
Yes.
So they're taking money away from other venues. You're supposed to bring money into the city.
Well, of course, many of the venues, even though they're local events that they've been having there, attract people from out of town. But, you know, the convention center promised that there would be a hotel built right next door to it, and that never happened.
Which will also take money out of the city. Not out of the city, but will take it away from hotels that are already in the city.
Well, there's one more hotel. There's a hotel pretty much across the street called the Ramada Inn.
Yeah, so that should do it.
People can stay there, and there's another hotel just the Holiday. There's 3 motels
There
within
are.
walking distance of the convention center.
Right up, what is it, Valley or Main
Yeah,
Street at that point.
So,
So what we need is the new we're using the same management company, perhaps a new manager
Spectrum is going to bring in a new management company.
who's going to try to get somebody who can get stuff.
Well, now they have a digital sign that they put up there to advertise the events there at the convention center.
They never had that before.
No, they never had. It's brand new, but it's so small you really can't read it until you're right there anyway.
Because they can't afford that much. But it's supposed to be
They should put it right there on the side of the building.
Yeah.
See the side? Put the building up there.
I have a friend who contends that she had been telling them they should have a sign.
Yeah. They could fill the side of that building, that wall there, with a great big sign that tells people what's coming up.
Just down the street at the American Southwest Theater,
There's a much bigger sign.
Bigger sign. That was the university doing it. University obviously has more money, because state funds. We just have city funds. That
Yes.
We can only afford this. You know what? I think that the sign, the digital sign on the Black Box Theater,
It's
is
about
probably
the same
about
size.
as big as that. And they don't have any money. It's not like they're using government money, but the government should kick in.
It's an embarrassment.
It's sad. It's sad. It's really funny, though. When you're driving by a university, if somebody is having an event, you just see people walking around. It's sort of like an Edward Hopper picture. Everybody looks so lonely and lost in their single little bodies walking in that
In the
little
Boulevard
hallway.
of Broken Dreams.
It's so sad. Anyway, what's the next thing?
Well, now, we
What
were
do you got
talking
there?
about
Oh, that's your
elections.
digital sign.
We've been talking about, the default. And, Ted Cruz.
Cruz?
Ted Cruz, the
Is that an
congressman.
Italian name?
No,
Cruz?
he's I guess
Hispanic,
it's a
you
Hispanic name. He's the congressman from
Yeah.
Texas,
Oh, yeah, the Texas.
who did the marathon
He
filibuster.
did what is known as a
the
filibuster.
phony filibuster. And you know what? The Houston Chronicle now is coming out saying that they regret endorsing him because he's toxic.
Well, sometimes you have to figure out who is ruining things. You have
I
a
could've told them
giant
that.
governmental thing, and what do they say? A few bad apples ruin the bunch.
Yeah, one bad apple.
One bad apple can ruin the bunch. We hope that's Ted. We avert our eyes every time we see him.
I don't think that's. I think that's the guy actually from Florida. But
Yeah, maybe it is. Oh, yeah. How could you look for your stuff. Go look in. We don't want to blaspheme anybody.
anyway,
unnecessarily.
Ted Cruz has probably helped the Democratic Party more than anybody else in the last few years.
Oh, and in our paper, well, that must be where the article came from, because it said that if the Democrats didn't have Ted Cruz, they'd have to invent him.
Yes. But
He
you
did
would think,
so much to support his opposition.
well, with the federal shutdown of everything, you'd think the Tea Party would be happy because they don't like government. So shut it all down. Now that it's shut down, all they can do is complain about it being shut down.
Right, because nobody's doing anything. Well, you kind of have to pay for it. Sometimes you have to pay more than you want to, but you still got to pay for it. You can't let everybody else. If you guys, you majority, you 99%ers, want everybody else to pay for it, and you don't want to pay for it, then you got to start taxing that 1% a little bit more. How come the 1% have so much power that they are pushing the 99% to think that they shouldn't be taxed? You think because you believe that somebody made a lot of money that they deserve all of it? They're making the money by getting whatever pushed up the food chain to themselves. They own all the processes for making money.
Yet they hate social programs, yet they want all the corporate welfare for them.
Yes, you talk about how you're mad about people taking advantage of food stamps, people taking advantage of whatever, social welfare. When corporate people take advantage of the government, they're taking them for billions, not just a measly little food stamp. So let's get to the people who are really taking the country for all they're worth and forget about the little people who are so sorry that they have to be using food stamps. Anyway.
I'm sorry,
what were you
Michael, I
saying
wasn't
about
paying
Ted Cruz?
attention. What'd you say?
That's good. I don't know. I got a phone call at the same time.
Oh.
So that's what. He's talking.
Anyway, Obamacare still exists. Unfortunately, apparently,
Still here.
you can't get through
Kinda
to
tough to
sign
do
up
it.
for it.
Well, now that the feds are back on the job, maybe there'll be somebody there to fix up those systems.
It says the Obamacare, or the Affordable Care Act, which they said nobody wanted, is so inundated with calls from people who want it
Yeah, because
that
nobody
you
wants
can't get
it.
through.
Yeah, so there you go. It's obviously useful. But one way you could alleviate the sadness you may have from not being able to get onto your healthcare program is this weekend is the Lavinia Wine Fest.
Yes.
Wine is healthy for you.
It is, especially red wine because it contains resveratrol, which helps your cholesterol count and it's,
Your nerves.
It's very good for you.
It relaxes you. Most
Yeah.
of the diseases come from tension.
now if a glass of red wine is good for you,
Then 40 glasses of
then
red
a
wine
bottle
is
should
even
be
better.
darn good for you.
It is. Wrong thinking, but still pleasant.
But that's going on this
Pleasant.
weekend,
Yes.
along with a number
There's
of
a
other
number of things. We're going to skip Christopher McDonald was here.
He was here at the he was special guest at the White Sands International Film Festival last month, and fine
Speaking
actor.
of drinking,
Fine actor. Speaking of drinking, apparently he was arrested for drunk driving.
that's why you can't drink a bottle.
Hopefully,
Only a glass or two.
hopefully it wasn't the White Sands Film Festival that drove him to drink.
But he was in North Carolina, so it must have been North Carolina. That's why the movie industry should move here, because, nobody sees you when you're drunk driving.
Yeah, poor Chris. Chris, we love you.
Anyway, he's going to have to be walking around, but he better not walk around here this weekend because there are, 3 5K races this weekend?
There are. Today there's two, today, and I think there's one on Sunday. There's all these 5K
Runners.
races running around. They're going to run into each other. Two of them are right near each other. They could actually collide. One
so
is down
watch
by
out.
the river, La Llorona Park. So they're safe.
Right, although if they fall to the left or right, they could fall in the water.
But there's one running down Treviso and one up University.
And there's many other things going on. Las Cruces Community Theater has played, both of us saw last weekend,
Yes.
School for Lies.
School for Lies, based on the Misanthrope.
Misanthrope. Rewritten by David Ives, who's done wonderfully funny things. Not yet.
I tell you, the Misanthrope, or the School for Lies, has some of the cleverest rhyming I've ever heard.
It was, they integrated formal language, hip hop, obscenity, and Yiddish.
It was fun.
And it was great. It was
It's
really
great fun, and the actors all did a wonderful job, by the way.
Yes.
Go see it. I recommend it highly. It's the final weekend.
We both do. 2 thumbs up.
Two
from
thumbs
this side.
way up.
2 thumbs up. This weekend and next weekend is Heroes at the Black Box
Black
Theater.
Box Theater.
And
About three
that's
guys.
supposed to be pretty
About
funny.
3 guys at an old soldier's home plotting their escape.
And it was adapted from the French by Tom Stoppard, who's a
Yes.
hilarious playwright. We haven't seen it yet. I read it.
haven't?
It's right. We haven't.
We haven't.
We
no.
haven't. We'll see it.
Well, I'll probably go see it in 2 weeks.
I'll probably see it either this week or next week. See what happens.
Anyway, go
Hopefully,
see live theater. in Las
Go out and
Cruces.
see live theater. They both start 8 o'clock, and they have matinees tomorrow if you're watching on Saturday. Money worth spent. You see live people actually saying things as opposed to people filmed. We got to go.
Are we out of time?
Yeah, we're going.
Really?
Yes.
We have to go?
power.
I don't
Yes.
want to.
Oh, you sit around for a while. We will see you next week.
Right here on Double Talk.